All right, hello everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you. This is a video just to answer Abdul, who posts something in Facebook trying to deceive us. We will see it together on the screen, and let us do a short study and learn how to get the Abdul busted. You know, deception is one of the most famous way the followers of Islam they try to do with you, and always you need to be aware that they will never stop. So you have to be aware of their games and how they try to deceive you. Always Muslim, when he tried to convince you of something, he quote for you verses from the Quran which is not valid. You see, the Quran is not the same as the Bible. The Muslim believe in something that's called abrogation. When Muhammad was weak, he was speaking nice, kind, etc. And when Muhammad became strong, he want to kill everybody. So the Muslim, what they do in order to deceive you, they quote for you verses when Muhammad was weak and when he was trying to be avoiding conflict with others because he cannot stand for them. So be aware of that. Let's drink some water. Let us see what this Abdul he posts for us in Facebook. Mr. Yasin Rauf, he's post to Christian Prince. Quran chapter 2 verse number 213. Mankind was of one religion, and this is the translation he chose. Before their division. Do you see it says before their division? Then Allah has sent prophet as bringer for good tiding and warners, and sent down with them scriptures in truth to judge between the people concerning that which they differed. You know, when you read this, sound like very a decent person, a person who is very spiritual. You know, mankind, there was one religion before their division. But what people do not know, that Islam believe that the deviation or the division between mankind, it was because of the plan of Allah. And in this verse here we see a very clear contradiction for other verses in the Quran. So when the Quran says that mankind they used to be with one religion, and then the Muslim between two brackets they say before their deviation, that's mean it's you are the one who divide. It's mean it's you who create this division. And then Allah he decide to help you because of your division. He tried to bring you together. And like look right away, the Abdul he quote for us another verse right after. Let us read the verse after it, just to show you how they try to play their games. Indeed, the religion is in the sight of Allah is Islam, and those who were given scriptures do not differ except after knowledge had come to them out of jealous animosity between themselves, and whoever disbelieves in the verses of Allah, then indeed Allah is swift taking account. Now here you will notice Muhammad and the Muslims, like you try like let's make connection between this verse in the front of us here 2:13 and the verse after it. Why the Muslim he quote for us this verse? This verse tried to make Muhammad and Islam look like a nice religion, trying just to fix a differences between us. The verse after it, it's confirming that there is only one truth, it is Islam. And then the verse after it, chapter 3 verse number 64 says, say, O people of the scriptures, which mean Christians and Jews, come to a word that equitable between us and you, that we will not worship except Allah, and not associate anything with him, and not to take one another as Lord instead of Allah. So what is the word we can share together? That we should worship the same God of Islam, and that will make Allah happy. The Muslim, they always speak about not to associate with Allah, but they are the one who associate with Allah. When a Muslim he takes Shahada, he put the name of Muhammad with the name of Allah. The Quran, and we will show you that, always associate the name of Muhammad and the name of Allah. As an example, in the Quran, we find that the obedience of Allah is not important as much the obedience of Muhammad, which means Muhammad became more important than Allah himself. So we find here in the Quran the following. And by the way, we'll go back a little bit to the verses we showed you because we will get them busted. We did not get them busted yet. We will find here verses saying that وَمَنْ يَطِعَ الرَّسُولِ فَقَدْ أَطَاعَ اللَّهِ. The one who obey Muhammad, he obey Allah. Which means the one who obey Allah, not necessarily obeying Muhammad. So in order for you to be a Christian, come to a word with the Muslims is not to associate with Allah anyone, but we have to associate the obedience of Muhammad over the obedience of God. You see, Muslims, we don't associate anyone with God. No, no, no. But we elevate Muhammad obedience over the obedience of God. As an example, the Quran says you do mut'ah. Muhammad, he say you don't do mut'ah anymore, according to Muslims. Which one the Muslim should follow? Muhammad. There's tons of rules in the Quran is invalid. As we said, there is something that's called abrogation. But imagine in Islam, Muhammad abrogate the word of Allah, which means Muhammad he says something, Allah he says something, the Muslim they follow what Muhammad he said. And here we see that those who obeys Muhammad, they has obeyed Allah necessarily, but it's not vice versa. Here we notice that Muhammad always, you know, he give himself elevation over mankind and over God, and he is the one in charge of the whole universe. If the Muslims agree that Muhammad is a sinner and he commits sin, and this is all over the Quran, so how Allah he say obey a sinner? If you obey a sinner, you obey Allah. What is the guarantee that Muhammad will not do something wrong? Actually, even Muslims they agree that Shaitan he throws satanic verses in Muhammad's mouth. The Quran says that Allah said to Muhammad, ask Allah for forgiveness for your sin. A person who is Allah saying to him, ask Allah for forgiveness for your sin, then how he is the one we can take his obedience over the obedience of the God of Islam, if he is truly God. So, you know, always the Muslims, they try to present themselves as people who worship one God, but the fact they don't worship God, they worship only Muhammad, only, not to anyone. Allah is not really, you see, they say we ask Allah for forgiveness, Muhammad is his servant, but if we read all the Quran verse by verse, we will find that there is one God, and that is Muhammad. Where the Quran is coming from Muhammad. Who said that in the Quran? Muhammad. If there's any witnesses, no. Who? Muhammad. Everything in the Quran is Muhammad and Muhammad only. Who speak about Jesus? Muhammad. Did Muhammad meet Jesus? No. They say to us we cannot believe in Paul because Paul did not meet Jesus. Muhammad came 600 years after Paul, after Jesus, but yet they believe in Muhammad. And Paul, yes, he did meet with Jesus and he spoke with him. So they try always to fabricate lies in order to get away with their deception. When the Quran speak about sin, we will find that Muhammad he take a part in the sin of Islam. He is a big fat thin, you know, sinner. As an example here in this verse, let us show you this verse. The Quran says that Allah is going to forgive for you your past and your coming sin, as you see in chapter 48 verse number 2, that Allah may forgive thee for the sin that which to come, which in the past and which to come. Now here we notice the Quran speak always about may, and this is very stupid, because if Allah is God, what he mean by may. Is he sure? Don't he know the future? Is it really a forgiveness or maybe? And if it's maybe, that's mean Allah is making a wish to someone else. Because if God is God, he don't say, may your sin will be forgiven. May. Oh, you see, if I am praying for you, I say, may the Lord forgive your sin. That is acceptable because I am a human being and the forgiveness of your sin is not in my hand. The one who forgive you is God, so I'm asking God. So I say, may God forgive you for your sin. But when Allah he says may forgive, that is a joke and this is stupid. So here we notice that Muhammad the sinner, he is in charge of the obedience, and the Muslims they have to obey him first. And then how you say that even his sin may be forgiven, and then you say the one who obey Muhammad he obey Allah, which means the one who obey a sinner who need forgiveness, we need to obey him. If he was so good, then why he commit sin? Why he don't make himself obedience to God? Because when you do sin, as it says here, that means you are not being obedience to God. So how the one who is not obedience to God, the Quran says, obey him, whoever obey him, who obey Allah. I hope you are getting my idea. Now we go back to the comment this Abdul he posed for us, because here we have a problem, additional problem. In chapter 2 verse number 213, when the Muslim they pose for us this verse and they say that mankind was as one religion before deviation. Obviously this verse is speaking that mankind have one belief, but the question is why the Muslim between two brackets they say before their deviation. Is it the human being is the one who divide the religion, if it was one, or it was the plan of Allah? It's the very funny about this funny cult, stupid cult, that according to Islam, Allah is the one who divide us, and then because he divide us, he decided to send the prophet to unite us. You believe it? Have you ever heard of a stupid religion like this? Let us prove that. I hope people they are listening, they are taking a reference, so when you debate with Muslims, you know what we are talking about. Are we taking a reference, guys? Are we taking a reference? Please do. You can save the video, but it's better always to take reference, so when you need a topic, you will not need a Christian Prince to show you. And this is the benefit of showing you in the screen, and there's no better place, no better way to explain to you what we are talking about. So here we see that mankind was one religion. So this was confirmed. It was one religion. Okay, that's wonderful. Now the question is, before their deviation, and then Allah he sent the prophet to bring of good tidings and warner to send down them the scriptures. Okay, so there was one religion, people they divided each other, and then Allah he sent messengers to save us and make us united once again under one religion. And that is in the verse number 319, which the Muslim Abdul he chose for us. That is Islam, as we see. So did you get the message that Abdul trying to say to us? Did you get the message? So we used to be one religion, then we have deviation, we are divided in worshiping, in belief, then Allah he sent messengers to save us, and then Allah for sure the religion for him there's one religion only, that is Islam. Now let us go to the Quran and get this Abdul busted and try not to laugh. Let us see. You will see immediately how stupid this cult is. This is the most stupid religion ever exist to mankind. If we go in the Quran, we will find the following. Chapter 6, verse number 17, it says, had Allah willed, they had not been idolaters. Okay, so the will of who that you are an idolater? It is the will of who? When somebody worship idols or worship someone other than Allah, this is the will of Allah. So how Allah, in the verse you showed us here, it says that you know Allah is going to send us messengers to make us one religion again, if the idolatry is what it was the plan of Allah? I mean, how stupid that is. Allah, He made us worship idols, and then Allah will send us, you know, and then He called it here that this was our idea, it was our deviation. But the fact in the verse we see in the front of us here, it says it was Allah deviation, it was the plan of Allah. Allah had willed, if Allah had willed, they had not. So this was the will of Allah. Hmm? And you, Muhammad, you have no business with them. You are not the one, the keeper over them, and you are not responsible. So what Muhammad for? So why Muhammad, he says, I want going to kill them, I want to do jihad against them, I will slaughter them. I've been ordered, I've been commanded that I to fight all mankind until they pay the jizya or they convert to Islam. All right. So you notice here a very clear contradiction in this story. But look, the drama is not over yet. This verse here in front of us confirm that it was Allah will that people they commit idolatries and they are worshiping other God. But if we go in the Quran, we will see some other verses which is making things more stupid and more funny. Let us try that. If we go here in the Quran, we will find many funny stories, and one of them, actually, I want to go first here. Remember this guy in his picture, he quote for us chapter 2 verse number 213, right? Okay, I want to go here in chapter 2 verse number 2. Let us see, we go on verse number 2. Verse number 2, chapter number 2 verse number 7. Why we do not believe in Islam? Look at this stupidity and look at this madness. Why we don't believe in Islam? Because Allah, He has sealed over our hearing and our heart and our eyes. Now you let me know. Allah, He sent a messenger to tell us the truth, but Allah, He put a sealed over our hearing, over our heart. How stupid you are that you want to guide me, but yet you make me blind. You want me to hear you, but you make me deaf. You want me to see you, but you make me blind. Have you ever heard of a stupid religion more than this? If Allah, He put a sealed over our hearing and over our heart and over our eyes, and then yet Muhammad, He will guide us, how we can be guided? You see, you are the one who quote for me chapter 2 verse number 13, Abdul, but you notice that you are quoting for me from the cow chapter, which is made by a cow, obviously. I never heard of a stupid mythology or ideology or philosophy saying that I want to guide you to the truth, but I am the one who is going to seal your hearing and your eyes and your heart. Right? This is madness, and this is stupidity. But who is more stupid than Allah? Nobody. Nobody can beat Allah in stupidity. If we continue, we will find there is more verses in the Quran saying clearly that Allah is the one who made us believe in different religion, and He is the one who deceive us. If we go here, little bit here, it says chapter 5 verse number 80 or 48, sorry. I want the Abdul who posts for us, you know what, I'm going to put his picture next to this thing. Okay, do you remember what he said here? That mankind was one religion. Do you remember? Chapter 2, verse number 213. Mankind used to be one religion. Okay, let us do this actually. Um, we will do here. Let us do it here. Okay. We will go back to the verse he posed for us. Where is the verse he posed for us? 2:13. All right. I will put them side by side. This is the point, so you can see the stupidity of the author of the Quran. How he contradict himself left and right. All right. Okay. Now we take this one down, and now we go here. I have to make my frame wide so we can see the writing in both. All right. Guys, try to read with me and see why I am saying this book is made by a stupid person. Guaranteed. Those are two verses. One is quoted for us by the Abdul from Facebook, if you remember, which is a chapter 2, verse number 213. And the one in the right here is a chapter 5, verse number 48. All right. So now let us compare between both. Mankind were one community, and Allah, he sent to them prophet to unite them together, to bring them the good news, the scriptures, so he can what? So they might judge between mankind concerning what they differ about. So it is our differed, correct? Who is the one who made this differed? It's us. They are differed, not his. But look in chapter 5, verse 48, what it says. It says here that had Allah willed, he could have made you one community. But you just said that we were one community. How stupid is that? You made us one community, you idiot. But he continues saying that yes, had Allah willed to make you one community, mean that this was Allah plan to make you not one community. So he made you as you are. You see here the translation is not really good. Let me a little bit change the translation. Let us change the translator so we show you how stupid this is. I will go. Let us switch to another donkey. Let us see. Yusuf Ali. Let us see Yusuf Ali. Where is Yusuf Ali? What is that? Okay. All right. Read with me carefully, please. So he said, if Allah had willed, if Allah had so willed, he would made you one single people. But his plan is to test you in what he has given you. But look what he said here. Allah, he's made us one community already. And then he accused us that this is our differ, but it was his plan to make us divided. Guys, do you notice what I'm saying about how you, if he willed, he will make us one community? He already willed, and here we go, we were one community. What the verse is saying, that Allah, he made us one community, and then Allah had a plan. If Allah willed to keep us one community, then we will stay one community. Look what, but he have a plan, and the plan is to be divided. So he will put us into trial. So Allah playing games with us. And this is what we showed you in the other verse. If Allah wanted them not to be idolater, they will not worship idolater like idols. But this is Allah plan. So Allah plan is to make you a disbeliever. Allah plan to make you Christian, to make you a Jew, to make you a Hindu. And then this is Allah, he want to play games. He decide to make you communities. And then he will send the prophets, and those prophets, they will invite you to Islam. So Allah, he is the one who mess it up. Allah is the one who deceive us. Allah is the one who made a plan. You see, can you stand against the plan of Allah? If Allah decide to make us a Christian, if Allah is God, who can say no? Nobody. If somebody worshiping whatever, stone, cow, donkey, tree, whatever, so if Allah, this is his plan, that's it. So Allah, he made us one community, but it was his plan to divide us. So what is the job of the devil? Are we getting the point, guys? If Allah is the one who divided us, so what is the job of Mr. Shaitan? And remember, don't forget that Muhammad, in the hadith, he made it clear that everything we do in our life is based on Allah plan. If you remember the debate between Adam and Moses, which is very funny debate. I mean, how Adam he met with Moses, this is stupid. But welcome to Muhammad's stories, bedtime story. So when Adam and Moses, they have a debate. When Moses accused Adam that because of you we are out of heaven, Adam, he said to him, you cannot blame me for fate written for me 40 years before Allah created me, as you see. You cannot blame me. Allah wrote my fate. So what it's mean here, that the fate you have in your life to be a Christian or to be a Muslim or to be a Hindu is written for you before you are created. So what is the point of this stupid religion? Why Adam was punished and went sent out of heaven if this is what Allah he wrote for him in his plan? Are we listening, guys? So Allah divide us. Allah have a plan to divide us. Allah want us to go out of heaven. Allah want us to be deceived. Allah want us to be Christian and Jews and Muslims and Hindu and Buddhas. And then Allah playing and continue his game. And then he want to blame us for our sin which he wrote for us. The same exactly what happened to the victim here in the story of Adam. If you remember, once I was debating a Muslim, he said that Allah, he wanted to be known. You remember? Who remember the debate? I asked him why Allah he did that with Adam. He said yes, because Allah he wanted to be known, so Adam was his victim. He said that to me. You can watch the debate. Allah wanted to be known. Okay, I'm going to be known now. I'm going to go to the highway and start shooting people. I will be in CNN in 2 seconds. So to be known is to play around and to have a victim. This is God in Islam. And here we notice that the idea of worshiping this God is useless, because at the end of the day, you worship him, you don't worship him. He have a fate for you before he created you. If you remember, when Aisha, she said to Muhammad after the funeral of a child, an infant child, she said to Muhammad that this child is going to be a bird from the birds of paradise. Muhammad, he said to her, don't be stupid. Allah he created for those who they are in paradise when they are in the backbone of their father, and he created those who will go to heaven when they are in the backbone of their father. So it doesn't matter if you commit sin or not. Read with me. Allah Messenger, Aisha, she's saying, Aisha, the wife of Muhammad speaking, there is a happiness for this child who is a bird from the birds of paradise, for it commit no sin, nor had reached the age when one can commit sin. He said, Aisha, peradventure, which means don't be stupid, it may be the otherwise, which mean what? Which mean maybe he go to hell. Hold on. This is a child who did not reach the age of sin, and he never commits sin. So why it is possible to go to hell? Muhammad explained, because God created for paradise those who are fit for it while they were in their father backbone, not loins. This is fast translation here. And he created for hell those who are to go to hell. He created them for hell while they were in their father backbone. Okay, what do you understand from this? That's mean you commit sin or not, who care? Here we go. This is a child, this is a baby. How innocent you can be more than this? A baby, he died and they went to the funeral, and Aisha assuming based in logic that if you don't commit sin you go to heaven. Muhammad is saying no, that's stupid of you to say. Committing sin or not committing sin have nothing to do with going to heaven in Islam. Guys, are you getting the idea? No, my Skype is not open yet. People, are you do you get the idea? So what the point of converting to Islam? Here we go. This child is a son of a Muslim man, a Muslim mother, and he is born of a Muslim family, and he is an infant, and he never commits sin, he never did wrong, yet he might go to hell. Why? Because the stupid God of Islam, he wrote his fate before he created him. How stupid that religion is. So why you say to us, pray to Allah, convert to Islam, say Shahada, kiss the black stone, worshiping black stone, and lick it, which is a vagina, and then you say to me that even if you are a Muslim, even if you are born of a Muslim family, even if you never commit sin, Allah, he wrote your fate where you will go to hell or to heaven, regardless what you do. Have you ever heard of a stupid religion like this? Not only that, Muhammad, he confirmed in a different place something is even more dangerous. Look what Muhammad he said. This is what happened when a monkey became a prophet. What you can do, a chimpanzee taking over the business. Muhammad here in those stories, and this is Sahih al-Bukhari, Muslim, they cannot say this is a lie. So look here, Muhammad, he is telling us what happened to you when you are created. You are going to be for 40 days in your mother womb as a sperm. By the way, this is absolutely dumb and stupid, because a sperm does not stay 40 days alive. That's a lie. And then you will turn into a congealed blood, and that is another stupid mistake, because there is no sperm will transform into anything, and there's no stage of the baby will be dead blood. Here, this is a clot, it's a congealed blood. Equal days for 40 days. And then you will be to a piece of a flesh. I will be in a piece of flesh for a similar period, which means the total of my creation is 140 days. 40 days of them I am a sperm. Okay, I was on vacation, being a sperm in my mother. And when Allah sent his angel and order him to write 4 things, okay, i.e. his provision, his age, whether he will be good or bad, blessed or not, in the hereafter. Do you see it? So this is your destiny written for you before even you are not even born yet. Allah, he write for you your destiny. And then Muhammad here explain more. So then his soul is breathing to him, which is stupid, because you have a soul from day number 1 when you are growing as an egg. That's it, you have life. This is what soul is about. And by Allah, a person among you may do the deeds of people of hell of fire till there is only a cubit or an arm breathe distance between him and the fire. But then what that is written by Allah, Allah has ordered the angel to write, proceed, and then he does the deed of people of paradise, and he enter it. Have you ever heard of a stupid thing like this before? So, brother, you do the deed of hellfire, which, like what? You don't kill Christians, you don't kill Jews, you don't rape women, you don't beat your wife. This is the deed of hellfire in Islam. You don't do child molestation. That's mean you're a bad person. And then almost, oh, you are like, okay, sorry, the opposite. Like, you are doing the bad deed. So then when you go, almost you are going to enter into hell. Suddenly, what is written by Allah will take over. Allah will format your computer, and then what is written by Allah will start in action, activated, and then you start doing what Allah wrote for you, and because of that you enter paradise. Do you see how beautiful this news? Have you ever? So why I want to do good deed or bad deed? Because at the end of the day, what is written by Allah is going to take over me. Are we listening, people? As long what is written by Allah is going to take over, and this is what is final, and this is what is important, who care about what I will do now? You have to be a certified donkey to believe in this garbage. So what the point of Islam? Nothing. And by the way, this is Sahih Bukhari. The Muslim, they cannot say this is weak, this is da'if, This is madness. This is stupidity. So in Islam, there's no point of being a Muslim. There's no point of a praying, because, okay, let me make it clear for you here. Let us say somebody, he was not praying to Allah 5 times. He was not fasting Ramadan. He is not doing jihad. He is not, watching porn, which will be a bad deed for him. Like, I mean, because if you watch porn, that will give you good deeds. You are not dreaming about the version of Allah who have a very big ass. All those things will not give you the way to go to heaven. But look, you are doing all the bad things in your life, which is not to kill a Christian, not to rape women, not to steal, etc., because you are allowed to steal from Christians and from the Jews. You are not doing jihad, you are not killing Christians, which is bad for Allah. Even though you are doing that, you are not doing what Allah asked you. Before you enter heaven, almost you are going to go to hell. Like, almost you are in the door of hell, as you see. Almost the angel will push you. They will put their foot in your ass and they will push you inside. What is written by Allah will take over, and then suddenly you start doing jihad and killing Christians and Jews and shooting in the Christmas market, or do beheading for 2 European girls who they are going to Morocco suddenly, and then you go to paradise. So what is the point of me converting me or saying to me, if you worship Allah, if you believe, etc., you go to paradise, if this is not what will happen? Because what is written for me is written for me, and I cannot change that. If there is any Muslim in the chat, that is the most stupid religion ever. I never saw stupid religion more than this. I mean, you have to be certified donkey to believe in this cult, because there's 2 kinds of donkeys. There's donkey who get certification, and there's donkeys who they are not educated, right? How this can be a religion? And what is the logic? What is the and look, he continue here, and he brother, he who does the deeds of people of paradise and enter it, and a man do the deeds of the people of paradise till there's only a cubit or 2 between him and the paradise. This guy was a good guy all his life. He joined ISIS, he joined Al-Qaeda, he kidnapped Yazidi girls, Christian girls. He did all what Allah asked him to do. He slaughtered people, he cheated his wife, He have sex with many women. He have for some party, all the good deeds of Islam. And almost now he will enter paradise. But look what will happen. And then what is written proceed, and he does the deeds of people of fire, and he entered. Oops, poor guy. All his life was doing Allah will, and then Allah now what he wrote for him before he created him take over, and he go to hell. What do you think? If this is God, who is Satan? If this is God, who is Satan? You tell me. I'm not going to stay long here. I just wanted to share with you and show this Abdul how stupid they are when they speak to us. And you know, the funny they quote for us verses, they sound nice. What about you quote for us the Quran, where Allah he said that he is going to spread hate and enmity between the Christians? You know, oh Christians, let us come together in one agreement. Look how nice it is, like agreement. Isn't your Quran says kill the Christians and humiliate them, spit in their face, make them walk in the sewage? Isn't the Quran said I'm going to spread hatred and enmity between the Christians until judgment day? Why you don't post for us those verses? You don't like us to see them? Isn't it this is Quran? Allah will spread hatred and enmity between us until the day of resurrection. Why? What is the benefit of Allah if he spread hatred between the Christians? If Allah is the one who spread hatred, so who is the devil? Huh? If this is Allah plan to spread hatred between us, so why you say to Christian Prince, you are full of hate, accuse me of hate, when the hate is the hate vendor is your God? And by the way, we don't hate Muslims. That's a big fat lie. As you see, it's your God. In chapter 5 verse number 51, the Quran says clearly that you cannot take Christians and Jews as a friends, and if you take them as a friends, you are to be killed. You are the enemy of Allah. If you take them as a friend, you are one of them. What does that mean? It means you are najis, you are filthy, you are an enemy of Allah, and then the Muslim, they will practice chapter 9 verse 29 on you to kill you. Oh, who you believe, take not the Jews and the Christians as a friends. They are friends to each other. He among you who take them for a friend is one of them. As simple as that. Do you see it? What kind of religion is religion? In chapter 9 verse 29, it says even you cannot take even your own family as a friends, your father, your brother, if they are not Muslims. So the second you convert to Islam, you need to get ready that, that your family, they should be considered as your enemy, for Allah says that in the Quran, and you cannot say no to Allah. Be careful, right? I mean, this God, he will not be happy. Oh, who you believe, choose not your father and your brother as a friends. I cannot take my father and my brother from my blood as a friend. Why? Why? Because they just choose not to believe. So what does that mean? If they cannot be our friend, that means they are enemies. My father, the one who spent his life working hard to feed me when I was a child, I cannot be his friend. Why? You see, this is not a metaphorical thing. It's not like, okay, you have to love God more than anyone else. No, this is, you cannot be friend with them. Just normal friend. Well, here, my friend, but protector actually is more important from friends. Awliya is both. Awliya is both. It is a friend and protector, because the one who protect you, the Muslim, they try to translate it as awliya, as a protector. But even when they do that, they get themselves more poo-poo. Why? Because awliya, as if they translate it as a protector, that's mean that this person is more than a friend. Who is going to protect you unless he is really, really, really someone really care for you? You know what I mean? I can have a friend, but not necessarily he is going to defend me and die for me. Do you understand? When they say protector, the Muslim, they try to make it look nicer, but the fact protector is more ugly, because if he is my protector, yet I will not accept him as protector. Why? And this is a proof that those people, they don't want to kill me because they are my protectors. How they are my enemy, but yet they are my protectors? And this goes for anything. Take not Christians and Jews, that goes to anything. If the government is a Christian or Jews or even Chinese or even Hindus, doesn't matter. That goes for everybody. Muslims are not allowed to take non-Muslims as protectors or friends. All right. So we have always to be careful when Muslims, they speak to us and they say, I have a friend. You see, once I was in the Philippines doing a seminar. I was speaking to a senator, and now he is the foreign minister of the Philippines, a Senator Catayano. Uh, a minister from Canada in a church is called Anabaptist. This idiot, he says to me, because he heard me speaking about, how we can sign peace agreement with the Muslims in the Philippines and they believe in this, what is the guarantee for the Christians? So the guy, he said to me, so what do you do? I said, as you see, this is what I do. I'm teaching people. He said, you are the kind who divide people. I said, I'm dividing people. He said, yes, you are quoting for us things to divide people. I said, this is what the Quran is saying. If the Quran saying that, and you think that this is divide people, that's mean the Quran is bad, not me. Do you see how idiot he is? This is a Christian minister. He accused me I am dividing people. I'm just quoting the Quran for you. And this is why we have to be careful in our churches. We have many idiots who try to spread poison. I went to the Facebook of this guy. Every day he posts something nice about Muhammad in his Facebook, and he is a Christian minister, supposedly trying to deceive your children and make you believe that Muhammad is a wonderful man. Muhammad, he killed our family. The Muhammad who raped our women. Muhammad, he destroyed our churches. Muhammad who said, if I am victorious, I will expel all the Christians and the Jews from the Arabian Peninsula. Yet you will find someone who work as a minister in a church trying to present to us the devil as an angel. He accused me that I am dividing the people. This is Muhammad. How you are saying to us, how you are lying to people saying Muhammad is a wonderful man. Like he posted in Facebook saying the best of you is the best for mankind. The prophet said so. That's a lie. Quote correctly. The best of us as Muslims is the one who bring them with the chains around their neck. You see how they deceive you? Who is the best for mankind in Islam? Is a Muslim who do jihad and he bring you like a goat and he put a chain around your neck. Read it. I'm not making things up. So my friend, we have to be careful. Even when someone he claimed to be a Christian minister, he might be the devil himself. There's things you need to know. When you go to a church, ask your minister about Islam. If he starts saying to you, a Muslim believe in Abraham the same as we do, we have the same God as they do, this guy, he served the devil. He don't serve Jesus. Let me ask you, my friend, isn't it the Bible says the one who denied the Father and the Son is the liar, is an antichrist? Yes or no? or I'm making things up? Is that true? So how this minister, he says to us that we believe in the same God? How the Bible says whoever deny, it doesn't matter who, without mentioning the name of the religion, whoever deny the Father, the Son is an antichrist. And then this filthy minister who is coming to you in the clothes of a sheep, but he is wolf, saying to you that we worship the same God. Suddenly they don't remember the verses of the Bible. Suddenly they are perfectly correct, for they are people doing business. And God, how many there are? There's tons of churches full of people like Muhammad doing business. And by the way, when you don't do business, you stay poor. When you do business, you get rich. One of the reasons I am not really welcomed in many churches, because I say things as it is. Because I'm not doing business. I'm not speaking things people like to hear. Jesus was not doing business. Jesus, he made everybody around him angry. The same as all the apostles. They've been chased, they've been killed, they've been crucified, they've been captured, they've been beheaded, they've been fed to animals, just because they are saying things nobody like to hear. When evil people start glorifying you, that's mean obviously you are not with Jesus. And I don't care really how many people like what I say. People, they say Christian, sometimes I receive messages from Christians saying to me, oh, you are very harsh with Muslims. Okay, my friend, you are not harsh with Muslims. How many Muslims left Islam all your life? You know what I mean? I mean, look how silly they are. Okay, you are not harsh with Muslims. How many Muslims you brought them to Christ in your lifetime? In the last week, I have more than 25 Muslims left Islam. And many of them, you heard them saying that live on air. So how you accuse me to be harsh if this is working very good? I am harsh because I love them, not because I hate them. If you see someone going to hellfire worshiping the wrong God, the false God, what you do? You relax. Obviously you don't care for him. You say to him, it's okay to be a Muslim, don't worry, be happy. Where is Jesus on you? So they say to you, you are being harsh, you are not being Christian. Who said to you that to be Christian is not to be harsh? Just today, we have two people left Islam live on air, and one of them accepted Christ. Just a few hours ago, 4 hours ago. You can watch the previous debate and you will see. So they lecture you about being Christian. And look how funny it is, what we see and what we witness. A Muslim, he make fun of you 24 hours, 7 days a week for being a Christian, for being nice. You remember what happened to our brother David Wood? David Wood was very kind. He went in the stage, he speak with respect, right? He was not rude. He was very polite. And the Muslim made mockery of him for he was being polite. Do you think they can do that to me? They will not even dare to get close. They take advantage of you when you are nice. And let me tell you why the Muslims, they take advantage of you. Because many of you do not know that the Muslims believe in what the Quran said about that Allah, he cursed us and he made us nice. It's a curse. You believe it? So when you are a kind Christian, the Muslim, they believe that this is not like because you are not because Jesus made you a peaceful person. No, this is because Allah cursed you. Read with me the Quran. It's chapter 3, verse number 112. Allah, he made you like that. He cursed you. You will be humiliated. Do you see it? And this is why you will see the Muslims, they don't even dare to call me. Who call me? You will not see someone he claimed to be scholar. The one who call me is the one who don't have a career to lose. The one who have a career to lose, which means they are making a business, making money, those are the one who will not dare to call me. The one who call me is someone he is not known. Or even the one who is known, he changed his voice. He don't give his name. And by the way, I am not really harsh with everybody. I am harsh with the one deserve to be harsh. Today, how many hours today we spoke with this gentleman? You remember? If you watch the debate today, there's a guy who called me in the beginning. I was harsh on him because he have a big mouth. Then we have a second guy. It was in the middle, was very nice. Then we have a second guy. I spoke to him almost for 2 hours. And then he left Islam and then he accepted Jesus. I was very kind with him. I change the tone of my speech depend who is talking to me. How honest, how liar he is, how much games he's playing. So I don't go harsh on everybody. Depend who you are. Well, my Skype is not on really. I don't feel like talking in Skype anyway. But I wanted to share this video with you, so we can we can answer the Abdul claim. And same time, remember always, being harsh does not mean you hate people. This is absolutely false. If you have a son who's taking drugs, what do? You just let him do it, or you scream at his face, trying to guide him, trying to show him that this is wrong? What do? A person who don't care for his son taking drugs, it's mean he don't care for him to die. It's mean he don't love him. As simple as that. Go take drugs. Okay, go. That is not because we hate anyone. That because we care for them. Anyway, we are going to end the video with this for today. You see, not many people here, only like 360 because it's very late. But anyway, people later they will be live, and they will be able to watch the video, and they will be able to learn. I ask you, if you don't mind, download the videos, share them in Facebook, share them wherever you can, even save them in your computer. One day you will read reference. You can name them the way you want. You can add notes to the computer file. Do whatever you need. But education is very important. And this person, his name is a Christian Prince. Time will come and he will die. He will go. None of us is stone. Jesus, he said that the dead bury the dead. So we are dead people already. But we have generation to come, and we have to carry on with knowledge. What you learned, you teach to someone else. And me myself, one day I was a child, I know nothing, but I learned. I spent all my life studying. So let us share knowledge, and let us not to be selfish, because this is the problem. In for many people, they are very selfish. All what they care for is me and me and me, and that's it. And what happened to the people after me who care? So let us be people who care for others, share the truth, and learn and educate others. And this way we will give the flu shot to our children, so the flu will not enter our house. And the second the flu enter your house, is very hard to kick it out. Everybody will start sneezing. Don't wait until that moment. And I'm giving here the flu shot. Thank you very much for being here. May the Lord bless you all, and until see you soon again. Christ is Lord, Islam is false. Amen to that. See you.